Oh wait, I'm gonna listen to this.
What it is? All nice and decent, slip of the curl. This is Mr. Cat and Sugar Ray riding show.
Yeah.
This is Sugar Ray?
Is that me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't even know I had it on.
Of course it's you. I was wondering how long you're going to play it for. You put it on and then put your phone down.
I thought I didn't know if I didn't know I pressed play.
The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Discretion is advised.
If you're watching, I love it. That's my new favorite, is scaring you. If you're watching this on YouTube and during the intro you see Heidi and me kind of like, ooh, throwing some shoulders into it, and ooh, just like doing a little bit of this. Believe it or not, we were listening to Sugar Ray. Mm-hmm. No joke.
The Super Cat.
Which I didn't know that was the guy's name. He's the guy that he raps. Does he rap on more than one song on the record?
I think just that one.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know who he is, though.
Super Cat. Okay.
But
well,
back then, what was that, 95?
No, late 90s, 98. 97, 98.
That song was?
Yeah.
So that was
Is
like
that
on
Fly?
their second album?
Was that Fly?
What's
What's the name of the song?
It's called, Fly.
Sugar Ray, Fly. Mark will be here soon. He'll be coming on the show soon. We can ask him all about Super Cat.
Yeah.
Is it K-A-T by chance?
CAT.
Yeah, I thought it may have been K-A-T. That came out in 1997, which, did I say 97 or 98?
You said late, but you were right.
I was right. It is late 90s. Good tune. Welcome to Rareform Radio. If any of you guys would like to support this show, you can go to Rareform Radio. Wait, no, don't do that. Go to patreon.com/Rareform Radio. Pick a tier that works for you. That's the only way that we're going to be able to afford Heidi's breast reduction. We're working at it. We'll get it. Her back is in so much pain. You walk like Monty Burns from The Simpsons, just all the time. Good to see you again.
See you.
Thanks for 2 weeks in a row. You're here. This is great. Still working on getting your taste and your sense of smell back.
It's gone. Yep.
Still gone. Wow. Cool. That's pretty great stuff. Sorry that's happening to you. How have you been since the last time I saw you?
Good.
Cool. Good. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see everybody. I'm just going to be here. Darren is still not here because you're not quite feeling well enough yet, but I wonder if we should give Darren a call. Do you think he'll answer?
No.
I don't think so either.
Maybe he won't, but then he'll see like it. If you text him, maybe he will.
I'll text him and see if we should call him, and then we'll hit him up later. Before the show started, we were briefly touching on things we've been watching, and you mentioned 007, the new 007 film.
Messed me up.
You said it really fucked you up, but we can't really talk about why it fucked you up. So we're just going to leave that there.
Yeah.
But they do imply something in it, which we can talk about the future 007s.
No, it's not in the movie. It's actually...
Oh, it's in public. In the news. Basically, the next 007 will be...
In the movie, this isn't a spoiler. In the movie, he is retired. So when he retired from MI6, he was... a woman took his spot. So his woman is now 007. Not his woman. A woman is now... So... But then she gives it back to... Nope, I don't. I can't say anymore.
Okay.
Sorry. But in the papers, in like the Hollywood news...
In the rags?
In the Hollywood rags. Yeah, you see, in the Hollywood rags. They're talking... There was talk about replacing the character altogether with a woman. And I'm very opposed to it.
How come?
Since I was a kid, I've all I did was read as a kid, just because I grew up a Jehovah's Witness.
That's all you can do. That's your only activity.
I was actually sent from like the schoolroom since kindergarten into the library whenever there was a birthday, Christmas, Halloween, anything like that where you had to like color a page. So if the kids around me were coloring a Christmas tree or a pumpkin or a turkey or we used to make these cutout turkeys with like colored
Construction paper.
yeah, remember that?
We did that.
I had it. Nope. Heidi Van Tassel, you need to go to the library, and I'd have to
Are
get
you
up.
fucking kidding me?
Like, I wonder why I have like some issues and like
So
abandonment issues.
You'd be pointed out in the class and be like, Heidi, we're having fun now. Please go to the library.
Yeah, the teacher would make sure, because it was like the start of each new school year. A parent of a Jehovah's Witness has to go in and explain to the teacher, my child's a Jehovah's Witness. She doesn't do this. You know, the only thing you can celebrate is a freaking wedding anniversary. When's that going to happen?
I'm not kidding. I'm kind of in shock right now because I assumed, I don't know why I thought this. I thought you guys had your own schools.
Oh,
like I thought there was like a Jehovah's Witness elementary
No,
school,
thank God.
Jehovah's Witness high school.
No.
So you had access to like other kids, to like, not, I don't want to say normal kids, but people that lived the more
Worldly,
normal
we call them.
Yeah, more worldly
Worldly.
children.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like holidays were hidden from you.
Mm-mm.
You saw
We
them all the
knew what we
time,
were-
but you just knew you couldn't experience them.
Yeah, it was horrible.
That is brutal.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea.
Even my mom was saying when I saw them for Christmas, my mom was saying that when she was 12, almost 13 is when her mom and dad my grandmother became a Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
And so they had Christmas, Halloween. In school, she had all this stuff.
Oh, so she had to lose it.
Yes. Can you imagine? She said it was horrible.
Oh, I believe it.
Awful. And then to tell the kids too, like, yeah, no, it's our new religion. Like back then, like it's like people were like, what the hell is
Okay,
this?
so you're in class, and they would start doing construction paper turkeys, and you were asked to leave.
Yeah, so I had to be sent out of the room, and there was always like one other Jehovah's Witness kid. Not always, but when there was, it was some weirdo. Like some kid you're like, God damn it. Like, really? And we'd go into the library and sat there for like an hour.
You could do whatever you wanted? Or
Yeah.
would they give you assignments? Or were you just like,
we
go ahead,
could
pick
do
a book
whatever-
and read?
Yeah, we could do whatever we wanted. But so then I started
That
to
is
read.
so sad.
Pep rallies in high school.
You couldn't be part of that?
Nope.
What is a
because
pep rally?
Pep rally is before a football game or.
Oh,
the-
yeah, I never
like
went to
it's-
those. But
Yeah.
I know what they are now. Okay.
I mean, in East Texas, it was a huge
Of
thing.
course.
So I only went to school in Wisconsin for like a year, and then Texas was where I went to school.
But you consider Wisconsin your home, right?
Wisconsin is where I was born. Texas is where I feel like I was reared.
But
And then we
when you
moved
see
back to-
family, you go to Wisconsin.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We all like everyone's up there. Like Sam.
Yep.
My cousin Sam.
Oh, Sam.
His dad is my dad's half brother, so they have the same mom.
Okay.
Not the same. And he lives in Austin.
Okay.
But that's it.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
But so my point is that I started to read when I was in kindergarten. I mean, I was like
You're
I
still an
read
avid reader.
everything.
Like
Yeah, I have ADD so bad though that I start like 10 books and I'm
Did you finish Billy Butler's book, the horror book?
almost
you?
I'm almost
Yeah.
done with that. I'm so good.
Looking forward to it. I mean, I want to say I'll read it, but I'm a bad reader. Like I'll read a page and I will forget everything I just read in the page. I have to go back and read it. I end up reading a book, have to read it like 4 times probably in total.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't do it anymore.
I used to be really, and now I get distracted easily.
Yeah.
And my brain, I'm reading it, and I have no idea what I just read.
What
Because
kind of
I'm
books do you
reading
like?
If I'm reading like a fiction book, I
Uh-huh.
like mysteries and.
You're not at the age yet of the trashy novels, the romance novels.
No, I liked those when I was like 12.
Right,
13.
and then you like
'Cause
them
it was
again
like-
when you're 60. I think that's how it works.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think
I'm
so.
almost there, but I used to love those because I thought it was so like, oh my god.
They were that's
Sorry.
it's okay. They were in my house too, and I definitely have a little bit to those
Really?
old books, and Yeah, they were because like the description, it's so hot sometimes. You know what I mean?
Throbbing.
Oh yes,
Throbbing
the adjectives.
vessel between his legs.
Veiny member. Yeah, his piece or whatever. Yeah, it's crazy.
Sweat glistened on his
We should
skin.
do we should do a Patreon episode where we read excerpts of romance novels. And like we do roles, you, me, Darren do roles, or we're action naked and we're all fucking. but you and me are just doing stuff to Darren. You know what I mean? Like asserting dominance. We'll both play the male roles and he'll be the female.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. I think he'll love it.
I always wanted to do spoken word, and I wanted to
like poetry.
Yeah, like get up, like as a like and get up there and be like, wait, what was it? Come inside, take off your coat. I'll make you feel at home. Wait, come inside, take off your coat. I'll make you feel at home. Now I'll pour a glass of wine because now we're all alone. Do you know what this is?
No.
Come inside, take off your coat. I'll make you feel at home. Now let's pour a glass of wine because now we're all alone. I want to sex you up, but I always want to like, go up and be like...
I don't know that song enough. That's something that would be in like a Todd Phillips movie or something. Like someone doing spoken word with, is that Color Me Bad?
Oh, yes, it is.
Yes.
And they were in, do you remember the show that they were in?
Hold on. In Living Color?
Nope. They were on a episode of 90210.
Melrose Place?
No, Beverly Hills 90210.
Oh, I thought you meant not that one. Got you.
And
I'm an idiot.
It was their homecoming or their prom, and they got Color Me Bad to remember that?
What a dated cameo that is.
So cool.
Color Me, I gotta look it up.
Oh my God.
That's funny shit.
That album was so good. Speaking of.
What?
I don't know if everybody knows that you played guitar with Trent with Nine Inch Nails.
I did. You came over last week to record here, and my wife got me this canvas print of a moment from that thing, and you're like, "Oh, is that Trent Reznor?" I said, "Yeah," and I said, "And that's me right there." And you're like, "What?" You didn't know the story, but I played you the video, which is so cheesy of me to be like, sit down, watch. Oh my God! Well, watch a clip from my favorite moment of my life.
I mean, that's so cool. It's not like you're saying like it's from like some like office party where you played. Like,
fair,
you know what
fair.
I mean? Like
me doing karaoke.
No,
it was an amazing story.
I was thinking about this the other day just because it's 2022 and I've been sick for.
Color Me Bad, Beverly Hills. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Good. Yep.
I've been sick for so long, so I feel like I've just been like my mental health is like, oh. But I was thinking about how fortunate I've been to, like, I'm like, what am I doing with my life? I'm getting older. I'm in my, I'm old now, but I have been so lucky to be surrounded by, whether it's in my band, I've met people, and then through those people I've seen, like my friend Joey was in Queens of the Stone Age.
Yep.
And then, so I've seen them at big shows and been like on the side of the stage and watched these insane musicians. And
yeah.
So with, bless you. Was
the cough?
Oh,
but thank you. Appreciate it.
With Trent, with Nine Inch Nails, I dated Mark O'Shea, who he just lost his wife the day before Thanksgiving.
Oh man!
Fucking.
Like in a store, lost her in a store, couldn't find her, or
no, she had pancreatic cancer, and she went in like a few months.
That's brutal. Heart goes out.
Young too, like I think she was 56. I don't know.
Much too young.
Anyhow, Marco and I dated. We've known each other for years. And can I tell my Trent story? The first time I met.
Yeah, okay. Sure, of course.
So Electric Hellfire Club, we're out in LA. It's like one of our first shows that we did, and I forget the place's name. It wasn't Coconut Teasers, but it was one of those like old rock and roll
Cat Club
places. Oh, maybe it was the Cat Club. Where was that?
Right next to the Roxy and the whiskey and all that kind of stuff.
Maybe. Yeah, I think I think it was. And then, and did they
small little place.
Did they have a little to the side, was there like a bar with like booths and stuff in the back?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they had like those cool old like round booths.
Yes. That's a Cat Club.
Yes. So we played there.
Mystery solved.
Yes. And Trent and them were, I think at that time they were recording the Downward Spiral. Like, what year was that? Like
They recorded in 93. It came out in 94.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they had been recording up at the
Sharon Tate
House.
House. Uh-huh.
And so they came to our show. And we were back then, it was like we were like in Rip Make magazine and all that. It was so, I mean, when I think back, I'm like,
And it's a very exciting
that's
time.
really cool. Like
you're like, we're on our way up, guys.
Yeah.
This is going to be great.
I mean,
Yeah.
even though, I mean, the music, whatever. But we were, I don't know, it was, you know, I was so young. But they came to our show, get off stage. Our tour manager had said, hey, Trent Reznor's here. Now, I'm a huge, what's our first album called?
Pretty Hate Machine.
Pretty Hate Machine
and
was
Broken.
like, oh my God, like that.
Yep.
Pretty Hate Machine to me. I had like 2 of the cassettes because I wore out one.
Oh, we hadn't heard anything like it before.
It was so fantastic. And so we get off stage and they're in one of those booths, the side of the, and I remember like he called us up, like we met him and we were all drinking and doing stuff back then. So we all had drinks and he was like, I loved you guys, like so awesome. And he was like a fan of ours. Like all of a sudden he's like, this was amazing. And we're like, oh my God, like Trent Reznor.
Pretty fucking great.
Well, there's a hotel that's across the street from the Troubadour, where if you go there, it's Beverly Hills, but if you go across the street, it's West Hollywood.
Okay.
Do you remember that? It's like a white, I think they did it. It's nice, but that's where we were staying. Because what happened is that I was the only girl in the band, and I'm sitting there with Trent, and we're talking, and the guys in my band. I get up to go get a drink, and these 2 fucking bitches, unbeknownst to me, I have really, really long hair, to like my ass. They put a thing of gum, a wad of gum, into the back of my head, because they were like jealous that I was with Trent Reznor. I mean, he was like a huge. He's fucking. I mean, he's still huge, but he was a huge, like back in the 90s.
I mean, he was
touring and music.
He was the guy.
I'm so like I was thinking about that. That's why I wanted to bring this. I'm so happy I got to like tour and be in a band.
Of course.
In the 90s.
Yes, of course.
And it was amazing.
And you were in an industrial band, and the mid 90s is when Ministry did a lot of work getting industrial kind of like on radio or noticed with Psalm 69, which is early 90s. And then Broken came out. I mean, Pretty Hate Machine had a couple singles, of course, but like when Trent came out with Downward Spiral, it was like, it's here to stay forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was kind of the time that you guys were coming up, and those guys opened the door for you guys to be known. And I told you before, the only reason I knew you guys is because you were on some compilation with a bunch of bands that I loved, because industrial was just like, it was the time. It was great. Okay.
And so that happened, and I remember I sat back down, and I remember Trent like leaned over, or he like backed up, like went backwards, and he goes, turn around. And I turned around, and I was like, what the hell? And he goes, oh my God, somebody put fucking gum in your hair. And I was like, what? So that's my first Trent. Like, so when I met Trent, we met Marco, and Marco had been his tour manager, for like 20 years. I mean, for a really fucking long time. And they knew each other from Cleveland, and they were friends and everything.
Oh, that went back really far.
Yeah. So Marco asked for my phone number. I remember I was leaving, and I gave him a wrong number, and I was like, whatever. So we were on tour. We played in New Orleans. This is like maybe a year afterwards. And Trent lived in New Orleans. We got to see his home, the Anne Wright. Oh my God, that was so cool. But he came to our show again, and Marco was there, and he came up to me afterwards. He's like, that number didn't work. And I was like, yeah, it was a fake number. And he was like, Jesus. Like, so then we became friends, and then we started to date. And I moved to Cleveland, actually.
And you did?
Yeah, I moved there for
him?
Yeah, for a little bit.
Okay.
And he was on tour with 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah.
And then he came back, and then he left 9 Inch Nails. It was some weird thing that happened with Trent's dog. Do you remember the story?
Yeah, the dog jumped off the balcony.
It was a parking garage.
Okay.
And Marco was the guy that was in charge of the dog at the moment.
Oh, no shit.
Yep.
I mean, I know the story just from reading a bunch of shit, but the dog, is it Maisie?
Yep.
Name of the dog?
Yep.
And it was like, if you
so
go back and
cute.
watch the Nine Inch Nails put out this like VHS thing called Closure. And it's all like it was like a tour video. And as a kid, I watched it. I wore that video out, those VHS cassette out. But you can see Maisie a few times in that video.
Yeah.
And I think she's even, her barking or something is on Broken somewhere. You can hear her barking. He put her on the records.
Yeah.
But yeah, she jumped off a parking garage.
Yeah, it was a part. I forget how it happened, but Marco he took that to like oh my God, like. And I don't think there was a rift between them or anything, but Marco was just like,
oh,
I think that's why that he was done with that. But then he went to manage the Sex Pistols, and then he did. Remember the band Gravity Kills?
of course, yeah,
Them.
yeah.
So
They were okay.
Yeah, and they had a
Couple singles.
song in Seven. The
They
movie
did.
Seven,
Oh,
yeah. It was a good one.
no, they didn't. Save Myself for someone else. That was Stabbing Westward.
Yeah, no, they
What the fuck was the Gravity Kills song?
It was a scene where
In the no, I know what you're talking about.
where the guy like fucks the other guy with like the
Yes, the
remember?
knife.
Yeah. So anyhow, long story short, I've been in that world for a little, like Trent, like he almost had us tour with him. I remember when we got the call. And our manager said, "Hey, yes."
It's a good riff. Yeah.
So
okay.
good.
Gravity
That song
Kills.
was really good. But I remember when our manager called and said, Trent called and it's between you and the Melvins to go on tour with them. That would have changed
Absolutely.
our fucking life.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And we're like, what? And we had just seen him at the Howlin' Wolf in New Orleans, Trent, and he was so nice
Yeah.
that he was going to take us on tour. Like
That would have been great.
what? And then we found out that the Melvins, their management team or whoever, I think they were on, I don't know what label they were on. Doesn't matter.
They weren't a sub pop band, were they?
I think so, because we were on Cleopatra, which was a subsidiary of Caroline Records.
Okay.
But his people paid.
Oh yeah.
They paid him like $10,000, and we didn't have the money to.
I believe it.
Fucking sucks.
That's
man.
a little bit of how the business works, people, and it sometimes is shitty.
So yeah, but I mean the Melvins are great guys. But I'm just saying, like, that was our. And then that's how I met David Bowie, was when Nine Inch Nails were on tour with David Bowie.
Heidi's name drop. She isn't afraid to drop those names. Kinda lame.
The whole time you're talking about Trent, I'm like, I'm not gonna play it. This is good. And then like when you say like, and that's how I met David Bowie, you have to get the drop. You have to get it.
I'm like the old aunt that's like, and that's when I met
Let me
David
tell you about the time
Bowie.
that I met David Duke.
No, but I'm telling you. So I was not yet like dating Marco at the time.
Mm-hmm.
What year did they tour with David Bowie?
1995.
Okay, yeah. So we were just starting to like talk again, and like, and I lived in we were in Chicago, and I went to Detroit to see the show. I drove with a friend of mine, and we were backstage, and this is like they would go back and forth where Bowie would open up for him sometimes.
Yeah.
And this was the one where Bowie was opening up for him, which I didn't understand. I was like, this is fucking David Bowie. Like, what? But it was so weird to see the crowd. When David Bowie was playing in Detroit, nobody was watching him. And it was a huge fucking...
I didn't care about David Bowie when I saw that tour. And it was the thing where Nine Inch Nails set faded into the Bowie set. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Like Nails plays, and then for the last few songs, a couple members of Bowie come out, and then both bands are playing together, and then you can't even tell it's happening, but the Nails band disappears, and then all of a sudden
cool.
it's Bowie's set. I've never seen anything like it before.
Yeah. So this was, and so when David Bowie played the Under Pressure song, and that like bum 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 ba-da-dum bum, and you could see the young kids were like, yeah, because it's Vanilla Ice.
Of course. They don't realize, like, no,
my God.
this is a Bowie and Freddie Mercury song, you idiots.
Ooh, and then so I went backstage and I was wearing this like chainmail bracelet that I still have.
We trying to romance some people? We trying to turn on your boyfriend with a sexy little chain?
What? No.
Oh.
No, it was just like this chainmail bracelet that I always wore on stage.
Okay.
And I heard this guy go, "Oh, I love your bracelet," and this most perfect, beautiful. It was David Bowie.
Oh.
And I turned around and I had like tears in my eyes, and I was just like, "Oh, thanks." I tried to play it off cool.
Like,
oh yeah, it's chainmail, and he
what's
like
your name again?
He touched it. He was like, "Oh, it's really well made." And then I was introduced to him, and I will never.
That's a good one. I'm not a Bowie fan, but I can imagine that's a pretty big deal.
He had freckles all over him. I was like, oh, I was so like, because I'm freckly, so I'm like,
Right.
oh my God, you're part of my tribe. He was beautiful, and he had that thing around him, the aura.
Oh yeah. Yep. It's
He
a
had
real
that
thing.
He had that thing, like Michael Jordan
I felt
has
it
that
twice
thing.
in my life. We talked about it
Yep.
maybe a couple months ago, but Johnny Depp and Bill Clinton are the two people I've been around where I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
you're not from this planet.
Yeah, he was really not from this planet. He was lovely.
Can I tell you a funny Freckle story?
Yeah.
Is there any more to that David Bowie story?
Did
Did you guys,
No.
would you have?
Of course, it's David Bowie.
Get on it. Just
Oh my God.
that would have been something.
Pressure.
Romance music for you and David. I have a friend who she is, how do I put it? Not very smart. Not very smart.
I'm right here.
That's how dumb you are. Is I'm going to tell you a story about you and you won't even know it's about you.
Ooh, what does she look like?
No, my friend, she's not very smart, and we were talking about freckles one time, and I was like, "Do you know why Irish people have so many freckles?" She goes, "No, but I've always wondered." I said, "That's because Irish people are born out of their mom's asses, right?"
Oh my
She's
God.
like, "What are you talking about?" By the way, we're in our early 20s, so like old enough to know the difference. I was like, Irish, like full on 100% Irish, they're born out of their mom's ass. So all the freckles are like pieces of poop. They like stay in your skin. She goes, "There's no way." She didn't just laugh it off like you're doing. She's like, "There's no way." I'm like, "Dude, I'm part Irish. My best friend is full blown Irish and he's covered in freckles. And that's what it's from." She goes, I think I would have heard about that if that was true. That was her response. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't like you just said, like, "Shut up, this is dumb." She didn't believe it, but she didn't totally not believe it either.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is she still alive?
She is somehow. And she's a wonderful human being, but just gullible in that sense. She's not stupid at all. She's actually incredibly smart, but she was gullible in that moment.
Well, she's probably really like book smart, but not like
That could be it. Yeah, that could be it.
like poop
Hyper
smart.
intelligent, but not poop smart. Zero poop smarts. There was another time with the same girl. What the hell? There was something on the news in Venice where they were talking about homeless people urinating in public a lot, right? Go ahead. Homeless people fucking around with peeing in public. And on the Chiron, it said something about like homeless urine or bum urine or something. And me and another friend of ours were with the same girl, and we're like, you got to be careful. There's this thing going around called bum urine. And she goes, "What's that?" And like it's a virus that you catch, but you start peeing out of your ass. And it's like for short. We're like, we played up like we don't know the medical term, but like in short, it's called bum urine. And she goes, "Wow, that sounds really scary. I got to be careful when I'm out and about." And like, yeah, everyone's catching it. It's all over the beaches. Careful where you sit down because you'll start peeing out of your ass.
Oh my God.
And we kind of talked about it for a few minutes and forgot about it. Me and my other friend looked at each other like, I think she believed it, and we just kind of forgot about it. And a week or two later, the girl who we were joking about was telling us a story about how she was at a dressing room and she was trying on clothes. She goes, "But I didn't try on the pants, on account of the bum urine." So she bought pants without trying them on because she didn't want to catch bum urine before she washed her pants. Yeah. Bum urine.
She's
Good stuff.
special.
That's all I got on Freckles and bum urine. What do you think?
That's good. I have a really good story about what happened to my sister.
Does that have to do with the stuff we're talking about? Or are we segueing?
Not at all.
Oh, funny.
I thought you were doing bum urine.
Segue music. What happened to your sister?
Sorry, excuse me.
It's okay. Take your time. I know it's a heavy subject.
I have a lozenge in my mouth. I don't want that one guy to get mad.
Oh, the guy that doesn't like when you eat?
Yeah, but I have a sore throat, so
Then let's
I have
just
to.
listen.
Oh my god, he's gonna throw his radio.
Some
out the
people
window.
are getting turned on. Some people are throwing up. Some people are doing both.
It's ASMR, right? So, my sister is a realtor.
Mm-hmm.
She's in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
The other morning, 2 days ago, she got up to drive to it's outside of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, so in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
And she was going to show this home that she just got it in. I'm not too keen on what like a listing agent and all that stuff is, but she got it from a listing agent that she had never met before or heard about.
Like part of the same company? Like do they work together?
No, I guess you just like if you list, let's say that you want to sell your house, you can list it yourself. I don't know how that works.
Okay.
It's some sort of agency. And so, but as a realtor, you get a little like ding on your phone and you can be the first to like get it. And if the family chooses you, then if they buy the home, then you get the
sale or whatever. Yeah.
So she goes and she walks in this home. It's a really nice house in this subdivision. New homes. It's maybe built like 2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
She said she walked in and it was empty. And she said it's always like a weird feeling too, because I'm always like, be careful. Like, what if it's some fucking killer that's like, not to put that out there, knock on wood, but
she's gonna die.
No, knock on wood.
Rest in peace to your sister.
Oh my God, stop.
She's surely gonna get murdered.
Stop. We
Not
watch
so much wood.
her and I watch way too many of those shows that were like,
you'll be missed.
oh no.
Just know that Heidi loves you.
No, I'm knocking on wood.
We will celebrate you.
So she walks in and she said it's always so creepy because there's nobody in there.
Mm-hmm.
But yet somebody, she said they just moved out like the week prior. So the family comes in and they have a couple little kids. And the woman said, she's like, do you know the story about the house? And my sister's like, what story?
Oh God.
She said, well, my sister lives not directly across the street, but kitty corner. So like
this is a neighbor, or wait, who?
This is the family she's showing the home
Got
to.
you. Okay.
And the family she's showing the home to, the wife, her sister lives across the street.
Got you.
And she's like, do you know the story? My sister's like, no, what? Like my sister's like, what's happening? And she said, well, December 12th ish. She said her sister was outside putting up lights and she saw the woman of the house that she's showing pull up, and they have 4 little kids under the age of 11. And she said she heard this screaming that was insane.
I don't like where this is going.
She runs over and the woman's running out and she goes, call 911. It's my husband. He shot himself in the garage. Okay. So it is.
Yep.
I just learned it's illegal not to disclose that.
Yeah,
You're showing a home. You
Yes.
have to say, hey, just so you know, 2 weeks ago.
I assume he died. Did he die?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh yeah. So she said she was trying to be like, oh my God, that's awful. But then the woman said, my sister thought maybe I'd want to look at the home because it's across the street and they'd be like, their parents live close by. But the husband is like not having any of it. He's like, it's creepy in here. So they go upstairs and they're looking in the rooms and there's she said it's just sad because it's like, a pink room, a teal room, like where the kids were.
Kids'
Can you
rooms.
imagine?
That was their father.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So they get to the garage and my sister said, no matter what you believe in, if you believe in ghosts, if you don't believe in ghosts, she's like, I opened that door and I stepped into the garage and she goes, it felt like I couldn't breathe. She's like, the air was like, it was heavy and weird and even smelt weird. And she said that she said the husband wouldn't come into the garage. So she's showing the woman, like, she's opening up doors and like, oh, there's this, blah, blah, blah. There's lots of room. And the wife is like, yeah, it's great. So they start to go out and the husband shows up in the doorway and he's like, oh my God, what is that? And my sister's like, what? And he goes, look. And on the roof or the ceiling of the garage and on the side of the garage, blood, splattered fucking blood. My sister said what happened is that it looked like the person that showed the home before her had moved this piece of wood that clearly the owner of the house, like the listing agent, put it over it. And she said it was all fucking blood all over.
Oh my God.
Because it had just happened like 2 weeks prior.
Is there a photograph of this?
Oh, I should have told her. I'll tell her. Maybe she'll show it again. I'm not sure because she's like, oh my God. Oh, no. And yeah, she's like, oh my God. So
what a funny podcast this is.
They leave and my sister's driving home and she calls the listing agent and she's like, hey, so there's blood splatter all over the garage.
Oh my fucking God.
And the guy goes, the listing agent goes, oh, no, it's, I think it's probably, and my sister goes, you can stop right there.
Yeah. But
I know the story. And the guy was quiet. And she said it sounded like he was almost about to cry. And he goes, I'm sorry. It was my brother that shot himself.
Oh my fucking God.
I can't believe that. It was his brother. I don't know how that works. Like,
wait a minute. Okay, so the guy, the other real estate guy,
the listing agent,
the
whatever
listing
that
agent's
means.
brother is the one that blew his head off.
Yep. And my sister's like,
criticized, like, dude, there's fucking blood everywhere.
Yeah, and he's like, no.
Oh yeah, that's my brother's head blood.
And then she said, nope, I know the story. And he goes, and he was just quiet. He's like, I'm sorry, I didn't. It's my fault.
Wow. That is crazy. Isn't shit.
That nuts?
That's horrible.
She
that
said
poor
it felt
guy.
So weird in there, like just like oh.
Did they buy it?
I don't know.
Wow.
I'll have to find out.
Wow.
I don't know if I could do that. She said it just. I don't
you
know.
probably. I mean, you have an apartment. You live in Hollywood.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Someone has died in your place.
I used to live in Bukowski's old apartment. Oh, I saged the shit. Oh my God.
Heidi.
He's not even alive anymore.
It's a weird name drop too.
I was a huge fan, but you could just. It just felt weird. Yeah, imagine there's probably some. Ugh.
We had on Dark Matter years ago. We had a guy on who he was a crime scene cleanup guy. Now his whole job was cleaning up brains and shit and blood and maggots and everything. Oh. He took the mattresses out of the Heaven's Gate house, like all those people. But he off camera, I was so fascinated by this guy. I was like, and he basically said that. If you live in an apartment that's been around for 40, 50 years, he goes, someone has died in your apartment. Someone has shit all over it. Something has happened in your apartment that would turn your stomach in every apartment that's ever been.
Oh my God.
Constantly. Like, just death in every apartment, especially in Hollywood. And like, there's such sadness in Hollywood. I don't know if you feel it, but like whenever I'm in Hollywood, it bums me out. Because it reminds me, it reminds me of like just
Black Dahlia and stuff like that.
I don't know. It just reminds me of being like, in a way, full of hope and full of like I'm here. I'm gonna play in a band. Everything's gonna be great. Mm-hmm. But then it also reminds me of all the people like me who were there that just didn't do anything, and like they either had to leave and go back home or became prostitutes or whatever. There's just so much sadness in Hollywood.
Yep.
So when you think about that and like the city of broken dreams and these seedy little apartment buildings, this must be just so suicide-y.
Oof. I've my one of my old boyfriends that was the police officer here in town. He told me a story about his first time being at a crime scene, but it wasn't a crime scene. It was a woman who had passed away in this huge old mansion up in the hills. And no, she had been dead for a while. And he said it was his first time seeing what happens to the body. And she died sitting. Yep. So the fluid goes into...
She liquefied.
Yep.
So what happens is all the gases in your body start releasing. So you puff up, and you puff up, and then you puff up, and eventually you basically pop. So things open wherever all the liquid goes to, whether it's your feet or your legs, if your hands are hanging.
Wait,
like
I have
it
to tell
fills
you.
up like a water balloon.
I have to tell you.
Oh,
so he didn't.
Let me unzip real quick. Okay.
So I don't think he understood. He understood all that, but it had been his first time. He was really young, and this story is stuck in my head, and I'm sorry, I'm telling it, but I have to.
No, you're not.
I don't think I've ever told anybody the story.
Oh shit! You want some music?
Sure. Do you have music?
What kind of music do you want?
What about that Gravity Kill song?
I can't play anything that'll get taken down. We need some royalty free. Oh, I know. I'll play it for you. Is it a spooky thing?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's a disgusting thing.
I got something for you. Where is it? I wrote it so we can play it. It used to be Frank's theme song. Oh no, I'll play something else. Ooh, here we go. All right. Okay, go for it.
So, she died sitting, like, it looked like, he said it looked like she was about to, like, get out of bed. She had a walker. So, her feet were, sort of fused to the carpet. And he said they're standing there, and his partner had to lift up her feet or her leg. Her fucking insides came out of the bottom of her fucking foot.
Like her stomach guts?
It liquefied, came out of her fucking foot because it had all gone down into her like lower extremities. So he said when they took her feet to get her off of it had all, like he said, it's like projectile vomit. He said he ran out to the balcony and just threw up. Like in a movie, you see the cops like puking. He's like, I can't ever, he can't not see it. Isn't that disgusting?
True. Real question.
Yeah.
How much to drink one shot glass full of whatever came out of her?
No.
You can get any amount of money.
Die.
No.
Nope. I'm sorry. No, I don't want it. I'm good. I would never. The
putrid
rot. He said the smell. He said that, but he never knew, and then he never knew that happened. Like, but her feet were like, she was there for so long that I can't believe that she didn't like fall to the side or back. But she said she was just like.
We talked a lot about that stuff with this guy Neil, the crime scene cleaner Neil Smither, and big part of the job was cutting out carpet where people had juiced all over, and even sometimes like people, like their blood and whatever that fluid is when you liquefy, all that stuff gets into floorboards. There were times when it would go through multiple floors of an apartment building.
No,
where people would like.
What's that dripping from my ceiling?
Yeah, there's a stain. There's a black stain, and then they realize, that's Mrs. Johnson upstairs, who's been dead for 6 weeks.
Oh, can you imagine?
So removing carpet, removing tiles, removing wood, like rotted, blood-soaked wood.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit they have to deal with. The craziest thing he told us was, the Luxor in Vegas, the Pyramid Hotel. In that hotel. You can't, there's no balconies. So all the sort of balconies or whatever they're called, they face into the casino. So you walk out of your room and there's a railing and you can look down on all the casino machines.
Oh, wow.
And if you're at one of the top ones, you look down and you see different colored carpet, different color square, different color carpet. All of those are jumpers. People that jumped in the casino from their balcony in their rooms.
What?
So they would lose their ass on some kind of gambling and jump off their balcony. And sometimes they would hit other people and kill them because they're jumping 10 stories onto the casino floor.
Wow.
So they're hitting machines, they're hitting other people. My God. But when they hit, they splash. They splatter. Ooh. So he would come in, this guy Neil would come in, take the body out, cut the piece of carpet out where all the blood is, and they put a new piece of carpet in. And you, when you're walking the floor,
before though, and like, so that's what that means. Like somebody
at the Luxor, because that's the only casino in Vegas, I think, where the doors open up to a railing where you can jump onto the floor.
Wow.
So it's hard to tell when you're walking the floor, but once you get high up, it's like the Nazca lines or something in South America, where the higher you get, you can see like, oh, there's a lot of different colored carpet. Almost all are from suicides. What a show we have this week. This is very, very good stuff. Very good stuff.
Wow.
But I'm always fascinated. No, I don't care at all.
And then his dad, my ex's, his dad had worked he was a chiropractor, but when he was going to school, he worked for a coroner. Mm-hmm. So he would go to all these scenes. Like he told me, like when people like die in fiery wrecks, what they look. I'm just like, okay, I've had it. I actually had to excuse myself from dinner once, and I was like, yeah, I'm good.
There's
like,
some sad shit.
Jesus Christ! But people can just like people like that guy just do it, and how does that not like affect you? Like
I have a bunch of uncles, but two of my uncles are brothers. One was a state trooper, and one was a firefighter. Oof. And between the two of them, the stories they've told. There was a girl in my hometown. I didn't know her. She was in the town next to me, but she had Down syndrome, and she got hit by a train on the train tracks when in the 80s or 90s. And the fire department came, and their job was to like pick up as much of the big pieces as we can, and then everyone else got Ziploc bags, and they said, "This is for the small parts. Like just try to find whatever." Oh my God! Because she was everywhere. What the hell? So they had to like pick up this little girl and put her in Ziploc bags.
Oh my God. Is this your...
I swear to God, this my uncle had to do this.
Oh, can you, I mean, this is why
I'm laughing because it's so fucked up.
But this is why we need police officers and firefighters, and they should be paid nicely and not like, I understand get rid of the bad ones, but we need people like that. Who's going to do that? These people are like...
I want to call my cop cousin.
Wow.
And ask him how you're exposed to it in the force. Should we ask?
Yeah. And
then my same uncle, the firefighter, one time had to go into a house that burned, and there was casualties. And they walked. This is the one that made him actually quit being a firefighter. He came in the room, and he sees like someone huddled in the corner, like.
No.
Curled up like this.
No.
So he walks up. Obviously, it's a dead person. He tells it's a woman, and he's like bummed. It never gets easy, but he's trying to move her around, and he sees that she's covering up her baby. She's trying to, so her whole back is burned. The back of her head is all burned. The front of her is fine. So she burned to death. The flames were hitting her back, just trying to save her kid. They both died. The baby wasn't burned, but the smoke and whatever. But that's what made him end up leaving.
Look at the fire that just happened in the Bronx. I just gave to the...
Well, it was like 17 or whatever.
19 people died and 9 are children. There's still people in the...
I didn't hear about it until you posted about it.
I mean... I can't.
Guys, we're sorry for the show.
Jesus
2022
Christ.
Coming in hot, but whatever.
No pun intended.
No,
that's horrible. But it started. You know what? It started by one of my greatest fears: space heater.
Oh yeah.
Every fire that I know of started with a space heater. I'm always terrified by those things.
Can they happen from electric ones, or just does it have to be the gas powered ones?
No, electric too.
Oh fuck, we use that in this house.
Yeah, be careful.
Nah.
Be super.
Nah, I won't be.
Oh, fire is my greatest fear as a kid. Always unplug your toaster too.
Why? Ours is unplugged, but
in the first grade kindergarten, firemen came to our school and we went outside, and was the one thing I was able to do is talk to a firefighter, and he told
that's
us
the best part of your childhood.
Yeah. He told us the number. This is where it gets messed up because he shouldn't have told kindergartners this. He said the number one start of house fires is from the toaster. I remember him like it was yesterday. I went home and I always unplug everyone's toasters.
You're that girl.
When
every party you go to, like, not on my watch.
When I lived in Cleveland, I lived with a friend of mine who was a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
And one morning, she was late for work, and I had walked downstairs. I saw her, and she was in her suit, and she grabbed her gun and stuff, and she always put in toast. And before she left, she buttered her toast and went out and ate the toast in her car. And all of a sudden, I hear, "God damn it!" Because I had unplugged the toaster the night before.
That's pretty good.
She's like, "I wondered why I didn't go out. God damn it! I'm gonna be late." Like
Ruining everybody's breakfast.
That's
pretty good.
You don't want a cop, Matt.
So you don't have your toaster's unplugged at your house?
That's what I'm thinking. See, I have a little OCD now because I'm like, is it?
I don't think it is. I smell smoke.
Oh my God! Stop! Knock on wood.
I think your place is on fire.
And so as a kid, then it messed me up and then they said to always have like a plan. So I had a little box under my bed of stuff that I wanted to take when there was a fire. So I had it all planned out, what we were going to do, what window we were going to go out of. My place was so small, but like all because of that fucking fireman in kindergarten.
Son of a bitch.
I've always had that story in my head, and I've never told anybody because I think it's just about the woman. Oh my God.
That's something. That's something.
I just didn't know that's what happened. It's fucked up.
You told me you had a story about Pat Benatar for some reason. Pat Benatar, your band?
Mm-hmm.
Pictures. Pat Benatar Pictures?
Oh my God. So me and this friend of mine, we were at a show. We were at Peaches. Remember Peaches?
No.
What?
What is it? Is it a place?
It's a woman. She's
a
singer.
Yes.
Yes.
Peaches. Yes.
What else is in the teaches of Peaches? No.
I'll take your word for it.
She has that song, Fuck the Pain Away. Fuck the Pain away.
Don't know that either.
What? Okay.
Is it old
she's
or new?
Awesome.
Okay.
It's older, like 10 years ago, or maybe 10 years ago, I think. And we were at her show, and there was a photo booth, and so my friend and her girlfriend and this other girl that worked at Amoeba Records, we were all like, we kind of all looked like we were in a band. So we're like, oh, we should start a band. The guitar player was from that girl band back in they were called Fox, Wild Fox or something, Fox. It was an all-girl rock and roll band. Anyhow.
Wait, were they like 70s sounding?
Yes.
Okay. I can't think
talking about.
I think so.
I forget the name of it.
This is like 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I'll look it up.
She was a guitar player for that. Maybe it was more than 10 years ago though that she was in that band. But anyhow, so we took pictures and we're like, we should do covers, and we kept putting like people out there, and I'm like, what about Pat Benatar? And they're like, can you sing like that? And I'm like, sure, let's do it.
Is it Girl Fox?
Yeah, I think Girl Fox.
Huh.
I'll find
That's
it.
not what I thought it was. I thought it was something else. Anyway,
no,
who cares?
I don't think it's Girl Fox. But so we decided to. So our band name that night.
Fleet Foxes.
No,
Okay.
it wasn't that. No,
All right.
No, because they're still around. This was a band that like disbanded like years ago.
All right.
They were from the Bay Area.
Okay.
And so our name was Pat Heartatar, and we were at Pat Benatar Heart cover band.
Pretty good. I'm a huge Pat Benatar fan.
Excuse me. I wish he would have been around to see our show.
So do I.
Our first show we were going to play was at Amoeba Palooza, and we were like the headliners. We were like,
that's pretty cool.
What? That's really cool.
If you're not from LA, Amoeba Music was like, the Amoeba record store was like pretty fucking cool. Mm-hmm. I remember when it first opened, it was big, it was 2 stories, and then bands would start playing there, and it was pretty sweet. Cool. Okay.
So
it's a cool gig.
We got a space downtown at those lofts, the rehearsal space, and we sort of made our corner we all had we're going to have like pictures of our favorite musical art,
Bring your vibe in.
Yeah. So I brought in a picture of, at that time, who I was like in love with, a guy from the David Lynch film Mulholland Drive. And at that time he wasn't really known, but he had written
Which guy Mulholland
Justin
Drive?
Theroux.
Oh, fuck yeah. He was such a hunk.
But before anybody knew
He was the painter
him,
or the artist in that movie? Didn't he play the painter or something?
No. He played the Hollywood guy, the glasses.
Oh yeah, I thought it was an artist.
Was he?
Anyway, I know who it is.
I don't remember now.
But I always liked him because all he wears is cool boots.
Yeah, he's so cool. Oh my, he's so cute. And he did a movie with my aunt, and I was like, "Oh, can you just tell him that I love
He's hot.
him?"
He was married to Jennifer Aniston for a while. Yeah. Yep.
And he has a pit bull that okay. So anyhow. I digress. I brought
Don't slip off your chair there.
I brought in a picture of him framed. Okay.
That's good. Okay.
This was like, I mean, my husband was still alive. So this was a while ago. Okay. Nobody knew who he was. Justin Theroux wrote
Zoolander.
Zoolander.
Yeah,
he wrote Tropic Thunder.
He's a great comedic writer.
Yeah, and his father was I think he's still alive. He was like a jazz musician. I don't know. I just thought he was the coolest. Like an avant-garde sort of like guy. Now everyone knows him because of Jen Aniston and stuff. But anyhow, so I had a frame picture of him, and they all had like Led Zeppelin or like, and then so we're playing a song, we're rehearsing, and all of a sudden the guitar player is like, wow, stop. Everybody stops, and we're like, what's wrong? And she's like, who the fuck is that guy? Because we're staring straight at him. Like, I'm
right.
And I was like, it's Justin Theroux. And she's like, is he a musician? I was like, no, he's just really
just a hunk.
Cute like actor that I love. And she just shook her head, and she had to like she took off her guitar, and she walked out of the room. She goes, I need a minute.
Why? Was she like upset that Justin Theroux was with you guys?
So, I don't know. I was like, he's really cool.
I'm trying to find a picture because we did a similar thing at our band space, and the picture I had behind me was of me naked. I think it's in here somewhere. I really want to. Fuck, it's funny.
You know what's funny is I can't get that fucking Fly song out of my head.
Blow it up for you. That's good. That's pretty good. All right. It's pretty good, huh? Can I show this on the? Can I put this on the show?
But you had that up in your.
This was behind me when we were playing. So right behind my bass rig was that looking at me. So it's me naked in a hotel chair with a mustache for some reason.
That's better than the Justin Theroux picture.
Thank you very much. I might put it on and maybe have to edit it, but there it is. Fun times. Oh boy. The fun we have. Do you miss playing in a band at all?
I do. I was just thinking, I miss that time period. Mm-hmm. You know, we didn't make a lot of money, but we were on a label. We had a bus for a little bit. That was fun. But I thought of when we played the Whiskey.
Yeah.
A few times. And I forget who we were on tour with. We were on tour with like a bigger band. It was either just us, but it was better when we opened for like
you played a bigger audience. And you get a 30-minute set, 40-minute set, in and out. Then you can just enjoy yourself, walk around the crowd, and be recognized.
Yep. Sign autographs.
Yeah, of course.
Tape the table.
I've never done that, but I can imagine that must be the raddest shit.
Especially I was the only girl.
Yep.
It felt really like that was cool.
Did you get hit on every single show? Every single night? Did someone hit on you in the crowd? No fans?
Fans, but like no like, hey, no.
Did you ever bang a fan?
Nope. It's a different being a girl. Completely different.
Yeah, but L7 used to fuck their fans all the time. They were all about it.
I love L7.
Of course.
But I was different. I was a little shy and like a little like, and I always dated a guy. If we were on tour with a band, like a bigger band, no doubt I was dating like guitar player, drummer.
of the opener.
Yeah. No. Of the
headliner.
Yeah.
That's a good way to not kick off the tour, not to get kicked off the tour.
Yep.
And it might have gotten you other gigs. So the moral here is, ladies, use your bodies to have sex to advance your career, because it almost always works, and there's really nothing wrong with it. Whether it's coming from you or from the guy, it's okay.
Totally.
So.
Totally. But so we're playing the Whiskey. Oh, I just want to tell this one story because it's
fine.
Like, I'm on stage, and I remember I'd put my bass over because we walked out to the theme to Halloween.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when the organ like and we have it on one of our albums too, the beginning of it. And then the smoke would come out. I remember I was standing there at the whiskey on the far left hand side, and so you could see like the front door, kind of the front door, and our merch was right there. And then I like looked there, and there was a light, and then if you look upstairs where the whiskey is upstairs, and I saw this guy with his white hair, and I was like, and it was I can't think of his name.
Doc Brown from Back to the Future.
Guy Fieri. No, just kidding.
Wait, don't tell me. It's a white-haired person?
Uh-huh.
A musician?
Oh yeah.
White-haired musician.
Like and I mean like platinum blonde.
Billy Idol?
No.
Okay. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna figure this out. Was this person the front man of a band? Is it a man?
Mm-hmm.
Front person?
No.
Vince? Oh, it's not Vince Neil.
Mm-mm.
Not a singer.
No. I mean, he sang backups on some of the songs.
Bass player?
Mm-mm,
Guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know it. CeCe DeVille?
Yeah.
It was?
CeCe
Fuck
DeVille.
yes. Dan. Fuck, coming through in the clutch.
Sissy, pick up that guitar and talk to me. I love that song so much.
Yeah.
So for me, that was like, I was like, oh, and he was like, there's that railing, and he was like, his arms were over it, and he was like smiling and all like, and afterwards.
CeCe DeVille's from Poison, of course, if people don't know. Yeah.
And afterwards, he went and he bought all of our merch. Like, I mean, probably $300. I'm not exaggerating.
That's cool.
Like shirts, and we had a sweatshirt, and like album. He bought all this shit. He was so sweet.
And you didn't love make him?
No.
You should have.
I got a picture.
To show
with them. I have a
appreciation.
picture
That's pretty cool.
Somewhere.
CeCe was wild. He was a cool man. He's alive, right?
Yeah, and his voice was like that.
Oh, and is he like a New Jersey, New York guy?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's like a thick New York accent.
But he also talked like this, and he was like, "Hey, Sabrina, that was amazing." And he was like, it was so cool.
He has such a unique voice. I don't know why it matters where he's from. I
It was
just
like
want to
that,
find out.
and like this, like I told you about Anthony Kiedis' dad, Blackie, right?
I don't think so.
So we played in Michigan. I forget where, and I forget. It doesn't matter.
Brooklyn, New York.
Oh yeah,
Cicero,
yeah. So he
yeah.
had that like, but we played there a few times, and there was always this guy. Not always. I saw this guy once, and then we came back like the next month,
Mm-hmm.
and this guy was in the audience, older guy with dark hair, and oh my god.
Excuse you.
That came out of my
That was the internal burp.
esophagus.
Internal
what was
burp.
that?
I don't know, but that definitely was
COVID.
internal. Yep.
I'm sorry. Can we
Okay.
edit that out?
Yeah.
That's
No.
fucking disgusting.
I'm going to amplify it. I'm going to make it louder than it was. It's going to be you talking
Oh my
about.
god! You know that I haven't even burped in front of my boyfriend. I've
You
never.
haven't?
Nope.
You guys don't like all of that stuff?
No.
Do you like get in your car and drive
I
somewhere
don't.
else? Does he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
I think that's good of you. I think it's good to kind of maintain
Oh, yeah,
some
I
kind
don't-
of like just listen. Romance is hard to keep
I
going.
have little,
You know, are you?
I have little like. Oh my god.
Is it happening again?
I'm like Durst. I'm like Robert Durst.
Mic'd up. That's great. Nice throwback.
Oh my god.
Call back.
I killed her. I don't know.
Think I'm not mic'd up.
Oh my god. Wait, it's this fucking
Don't
sparkling
blame the
water.
drink. Don't blame the drink.
So anyhow, if I was my favorite Jillian, she just when she does her lives, like her Instagram, she just belches.
Yeah, I mean she's a raunchy girl, and that's great.
Love her.
Jillian Barbie, the great Jillian
Oh, I
Barbary.
love her. So what was I talking about? CeCe
Anthony
DeVille?
Kiedis' dad for some reason.
So I walked off stage and he introduced himself. It was so long ago. And he said, his first thing he said was, "My name is Blackie Kiedis. I'm Anthony Kiedis' dad." At that time, like Red Hot Chili Peppers was big, I guess, but I wasn't into them. Like I wasn't really a
I've
fan.
never liked it.
Yeah, I wasn't like a fan, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And then I was like, I was in my head. I remember like, "Who the fuck is Anthony?" I was like, "Oh, in Michigan, got it." So he went outside, and I still have it. I'll try to find it. He gave me his resume.
His dad?
Yeah. of all of like his movies that he's been in, his shows have been in. I have it still. And then we
Is his dad an actor?
yeah, he was in Lethal Weapon in the very beginning. Do you remember this movie?
I just watched it maybe 2 months ago.
Oh my god! So he's the guy in the beginning with the Christmas trees.
Yeah.
He's one of the thugs in the red and blue, red and black plaid
No
shirt.
shit.
Blackie Ketis. So we actually became pen pals,
Oh my god.
and I have all these postcards from him.
Oh my god.
And his little dog was named Adolf. Yeah.
Wait, Blackie Dammit? Uh-huh. That's his name? Mm-hmm. I know that name.
Yeah.
That's Ketis' dad?
Uh-huh. He was also in was he in Point Break with him? I'm trying to think. He's been in a bunch of things. But so he explained he came out here a long time ago and
He just died.
what?
He just died.
No, he did not.
May 12th, 2021. Blackie Ketis. Rest in peace.
No.
I'm sorry to break it to you on the
Are you
air.
being serious?
I swear to God, look.
What?
I'm so sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry to break it to you. He's no longer with us.
Oh my god! I gotta find all my stuff. I have all my. Oh, that makes me so sad.
I'm so sorry. What a weird moment.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry. So sorry. I feel so
How
bad.
old was he?
81.
Holy crap!
He blew up in a car.
What?
He blew up in a car.
Are you being serious?
Nope.
Oh my god!
He was raped to death.
So he took me out to we went out and had to a diner like that night, and he just really had a big crush on me. He thought I was he said I was the bee's knees, and I was like, what does that mean?
That's the first time you'd heard that? That's
Bee's
some old timey
knees.
shit.
I was like, must have been like 24, 23, 24. He was awesome. And then he put me on the list. I got to see Red Hot Chili Peppers.
That's
and
too bad.
D-Bags, you know.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, I like some of their old stuff, but it all sounded the same to me.
I will say I'm not a big Chili Peppers fan.
But they're great musicians, though.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they do that thing they do better than anybody. So that where all of us got COVID, the show you didn't come to, the Above Ground show, the Navarro Billy Morrison benefit show. We were talking, was it this episode or last week when we were talking about like the great things we've experienced because of our lives or because of music? I've had some moments like I'm playing with Trent Reznor was playing with nails is my top one, but I've been able to witness and experience so many very cool moments. And hands down, one of the best ones was, Navarro was in Chili Peppers for a few years and they did an album.
That's right.
They did an album, One Hot Minute, which a lot of fans think.
That's the one I like.
Yeah. A lot of people say
Dave's,
that. That's Dave.
Oh.
And it sounds different, I think, because of Dave. His exit from the band was not very clean. And it was like it was tough for Dave in a lot of ways. And then, we talked about it before on Dark Matter years ago, but
were they not nice to him?
I don't know exactly what it was, but like they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they invited every single person that had ever done anything with the band except for Dave. So Navarro's not in the Hall of Fame. They invited people that were like in the band for a month, people that were in the band for whatever.
They invited them, so now
to come
they
and be
are
inducted.
inductees?
Yes. So they're all inducted. And Dave was in the band for, I don't know, maybe 3, 4, 5 years, whatever it was. And someone in the band called Dave. I'm not sharing anyone's business. David talked about this publicly. It was either Flea or someone called Dave and said, we're going to the Hall of Fame, but we're not having you come with us because we're only inviting people who appeared on more than one record. And Dave's like, okay, like what a weird rule to make. But if you count greatest hits records, Dave's on multiple ones. But like,
but that One Hot Minute. Are you kidding me? Every song on there is a fucking huge hit.
And that rule that they put in, of like we're just having people that appear on 2 records or more, by putting that in, it only excluded Dave from coming. He's the only person that missed out because of that thing they decided to do. The nice thing is they said to him, we also don't want to induct you with the Chili Peppers because we think you're going to go in with Jane's Addiction someday, and you deserve to go in your first time with your band.
Oh, okay.
So that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't go in with Jane's and he misses out on being in the Hall of Fame, I don't think he really cares about that. But it obviously it was a bummer.
I think that my
to him at the
ego
time.
would have been
sure.
like, what?
And they're supposed to be brothers, and he's still close with some of the guys.
Yeah.
So anyway, for this Above Ground show, they did 2 full records. They did a whole Lou Reed album, which is hilarious when you thought that Lou Reed was going to be there. And they did a Sex Pistols record. Dave called Anthony, who I think was the person he had the biggest problem with in the band, or the most non-amicable split with. And he said, well, I'm doing this benefit show, Anthony, and it would be an honor if you came and did Take a Walk on the Wild Side with us. And I guess that without hesitation, Anthony said he would love to do it.
Oh, wow.
So
I saw that bit. I saw some of it. It
God.
was really good.
He came to rehearsal, came to one rehearsal, and he walked in the room, and he was the last person to come in on the day, and the band's kind of winding down. And just watching him and Dave hug for the first time, they hadn't really seen each other much, but they had this embrace of like, we're doing this together again. And they reminisced a little bit, and it was just cool to see in rehearsal. Was fine. But then come show day, Anthony walks out on the stage. He's probably the biggest name of the night, the biggest surprise. Mm-hmm. Crowd goes nuts. They go crazy for Anthony. And he walks right over and like puts his arm around Dave. And it almost makes me tear up now.
Yeah.
But like just seeing how much it meant to Dave to kind of have a nice moment with him on stage again.
Right.
And it was a very sincere moment between the two guys. Like I think it meant a lot to both of them.
Yeah.
I know I teared up watching it. Dave cried when it was happening.
Aww.
And it was just a beautiful, beautiful thing. So that moment has made me soften my opinion of Chili Peppers a little bit. Because, I mean, they're just human beings.
Yeah.
And
that was so long
but that was
ago,
cool.
too. Maybe they, think...
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was very, very cool. But too bad you couldn't be there.
I just watched a little clip of... was it the Foo Fighters? Where they were
inducted.
They inducted?
Yep.
Okay, so that
and
whole...
Taylor wants Jane's Addiction. He talked about Jane's Addiction on his speech.
Oh, well,
yeah.
It was... Oh, yeah. Taylor said... Jane's Addiction and George Michael, and I was like, "Oh my God, I love him."
That's
George
his favorite
Michael's
singer,
one of my.
I believe.
There's a new thing that's here that's all about George Michael and his music. It's like a
like an interactive.
Yeah.
Something or other. Do you know the song
really wanna
"Father
go.
Figure"?
Yeah.
I always thought the lyric was "I will be your father's finger" for most of my life, and even though I know what it really is now, it will still be I will be your father's finger, put your tiny hand in mine. So gross. And even when I was a kid, I'm like, that feels icky. I don't know why, but I don't like that.
I'm a huge George Michael fan.
You ever see him play?
Yeah, I have.
I don't really get it. I get he's talented, but I never did a deep dive.
Oh, love him so
and
much.
Wham, I'm not, no.
Oh,
no.
yeah, Wham, for sure.
Heidi, we've done enough time today.
Okay.
So we wrap this up.
Sure.
You go home and burp in your boyfriend's face.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
it wasn't even a burp. That was an esophagus burp.
But
What
it
is
is a
that?
burp that was cut off at the pass. It didn't make it all the way to the throat.
Oh.
It was like a chest burp, an internal burp, the one you can't really help.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I want you to look into that camera and let people know where they can find the show.
You can find us at...
Sexier?
You can find us at YouTube. I sound like I talk. I'm talking like this.
You can find us at YouTube?
You can find us at... I forget what the thing...
YouTube.com/rareformradio.
Hold, please.
Okay.
You can find us at youtube.com/rareformradio.
Or just by searching Rareform Radio.
Or just by searching Rareform Radio.
We don't say We don't say
You can press subscribe.
Just press subscribe.
Press subscribe. You don't even have to watch it. It's
Hit that
fun
like
to watch,
button.
though.
Don't tell them not to watch, but
Watch it.
yeah. Like
Watch
it.
it.
Watch it till the end.
Watch it.
Watch it, motherfuckers. You can also go to
No.
You can.
Spotify.
You're bad at this, huh?
Apple. Where are the other places that are we on? iHeartRadio?
I don't know.
We should be.
Who the hell uses that?
Everybody does.
Of course, yeah. Go to iHeartRadio and find us.
iHeartRadio.
iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Rare Form
iTunes,
Radio,
Apple Podcasts.
anywhere you get podcasts. If you're
Oh,
listening
that's
to
a
this,
good- yeah.
If you're listening to this, you already know
Yeah,
where
yeah.
to find it. But if you're watching on YouTube and you want to subscribe,
Totally.
go to those places.
Yeah.
These are always so sloppy when we do these.
I know. I'm sorry. I need it. And so it's been a while. Instagram, Heidi Sabrina.
Uh-huh.
Dan Cleary 79.
Uh-huh.
Rare Form Radio.
Uh-huh.
D Nelly Radio.
Man, it's just like your ability to really sell it is fucking killer. It's
Not
killer.
sure why that Bob Barker never wanted me.
So good.
No, I
Heidi
probably
Sabrina,
would-
go on back.
I probably would have been good on that because they didn't say anything.
It was my dream to be on Hollywood Squares,
Oh, I love that show.
and I went to try out to be on the show, and it is the worst experience. You basically you sit in a classroom almost, and they ask you to like be excited. Everyone, like the louder you are, the crazier you are, you'll probably get on the show. And I was like, that's not going to be me. If you get me on, I'll be great, but I'm not going to like show you how excited I can be now. I'd be a horrible actor.
I was denied. They had me go audition for a show, 10 words or less. It's on. I don't know if it's even still on. I don't even know if they're doing.
Never even
it
heard
anymore.
of that. Okay.
It's a fun show, but I thought I did so great, and they didn't pick me. But they picked
Fucking
like some like
cocksuckers.
woman from. Anyhow, I won't judge, but anyhow.
All right. Well, hopefully by the time we do a show next week, you'll be on a game show.
Yeah.
Or not burned in a fire because you left your toaster plugged
Oh my
in.
God! Knock on wood.
Please don't die because I can't. I don't want to replace people anymore. I've had enough.
Yeah. No.
I've lost Todd. I've lost Dave. I've lost Jessica. I lost Lisa. I've lost Frank. Probably gonna lose Darren soon. You know what I mean?
Where's Lisa?
What's that?
What's Lisa doing?
She is being a mom. She's acting like crazy. She has new music coming out, and yeah. But she was on a couple weeks ago. That was a blast.
She's awesome.
She's the best. You guys have to meet each other. You guys would get along great.
Yeah, she's
She's very COVID careful, so she doesn't want to come in and do stuff in person. Like I feel like in 10 years she's still gonna want to be zooming, and I'm not having it. I hope you feel much better by next week.
Thank you. Me too.
It's good to see you again.
Good to
I
see
feel like
you
we're getting
too.
back to normalcy,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah.
And we're gonna keep hoping that Darren's not here every week.
Totally.
It's so much better when he's not here, isn't it? He's so annoying. And like just so
Or
like,
is he here and
"Ooh."
he's asleep?
Yeah, he's
he
been.
asleep?
Oh, that's why we're
He's-
talking quiet. I haven't put his camera on. I don't want to wake him. He's just. He looks so cute over there.
Sleepy D.
Pet him.
Sleepy D.
Should we play the song for him, even though he's
Yeah.
Sleepy D. He's gonna take a break. Just carry on with the show.
This is Lola, and I'm here to tell the world to stop being such pussies and listen to Rare Form Radio.
you. I'm gonna leave that in the show. You taking your scarf off. Oh shit. That's good.